Where do you think Jinx lies in the overall Parks cinematic universe?
After all the others, it's definitely like forward. I'm gonna say it's after Fandom, after Greatest Hits. Yeah, it is kind of the whole thing.
Awesome! 3 years in the making,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're months away.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Good. Scared.
It's getting down to the wire. Album's
Yeah.
all done.
Yes.
Artwork's all done.
Yes.
Now it's just out there.
Yeah.
What's the final touches?
The visuals, all the other components of it, the other sensory things matter so much, like almost as much as the music. Some cases just as much. Like we're doing all the like more photos, videos, you know what I mean? Like coming up with like cool immersive like music video type things.
The 360
short
world
form.
that Waterparks always does.
Right. So now we're kind of in that phase of it because that part doesn't have to be pressed to vinyl, which takes like 4 months or whatever.
Oh, it's that long.
It's that long. Yeah. I think it's because Taylor Swift takes up all the plants, right?
That's probably what happens.
Is that what that is? I remember them saying it was either like her or Adele. Like, let them do it. Who cares? But if they're selling those albums, go for it. But I do remember them saying like a while back, they're like, it's gonna take this long. I'm like, why? And they're like, well, right now, like they're burning 20 million Taylor Swift vinyl or whatever. I'm like, okay, it makes sense.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like the new album is the perfect mix of experimental and intentional to push Waterparks to the next phase of life.
That's beautiful.
I think you've mastered the writing process and who you are as a band.
That makes me really happy for you. I mean, it makes me happy to hear and happy that you're saying that and that you feel that way.
From the first track to the last track, like honestly.
Dude. Okay, so you've heard it.
I've heard it. I've listened to it many, many times.
Amazing. That makes me okay. Wait, what are your favorites? Can I know?
No.
No.
It's so hard because I don't have it like.
I start calling it No 5 because it's
No
like,
5. It's on a website, so I have to like keep clicking it.
Right, of course. Oh yeah.
So it's hard.
Tell me why. Red Guitar. If lyrics are confidential.
I love all
Prowler.
the ones you have. I think my absolute favorite though.
Yeah.
Any Minute Now.
Oh, okay. Amazing, dude. It makes me happy because like people have so many different favorites. Like if everybody was like, clearly this one's the one, I'd be like, damn. I wish the others were that good, but like everybody's got different favorites.
Because the way that you write from the melodies to the guitar,
Yeah.
all really stand out so differently.
Damn.
So I think for that one, it just has that beautiful, intricate intro, and then it goes to
Oh yeah, Big Bridge.
How do you go about how you want the songs to sound at this point in your career? Because you've been a band now for 15 years.
Yeah.
And 10
yeah.
year-
Whoa.
10
Cool.
years ago was Double Dare.
Yeah.
Now you know what the fans want and what you want. How do you know how to structure the song for this next album?
The hardest part is definitely still the solidifying the concepts lyrically, because sonically it feels second nature. A lot of it does feel second nature. It's just that this was the first time we would go back and actually like rewrite things once they were done. You know, like finish a verse. We'd spend a day on like verse 2 and then be like, yeah, that's the best version of what we're saying here. But what if that's not what we're supposed to be saying at all? You know, like go bird's eye, and it's like, is this
like really zoom out?
Yeah, and it's like, is this more compelling if we approach it from this direction? And they have to fucking start over again. It's so like this album has taken so much longer than any of our others. It's been 3 years. I was just saying that. I don't know if it had started yet, but like all the other albums were like a year and a half, 2 years apart. This is by far, but it's like, I think, and it sounds like you see that, but it was very hard to top intellectual property and like all of the other ones. But I feel like an album can't come out unless it is better. Otherwise, it's like a disservice to the Waterparks legacy and to the people who are willing to listen to complete bodies of work, you know?
Do you feel that as a challenge then?
Yes. I'm so competitive.
Especially with your past self.
Yes, that's the main thing. I'm like, all right, that little red-haired motherfucker, he had some ideas. That little green-haired motherfucker, he had some ideas. Like, how do I fucking knock these dudes out? That's the main competition. It's just like, how do I make, like, I look back on like past me and I'm like, what would make him go, God damn it, how do we not think of that sooner?
I feel that in the new songs.
Fuck yeah. Good.
Really in the production and lyrically, the way that you structure everything sounds, again, experimental, but intentional and a step forward.
That's all I can ask for. And that makes me really happy that you're saying that.
And there's really elements, again, I don't remember the song names, But there's elements even of like OG Waterparks.
Yeah, I think better than Therapy.
Is that like the? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. And like, no, or no 5. Those ones kind of ring to me like Double Dare or Fandom.
Yeah, Better Than Therapy is the one.
Yeah, those ones are definitely the most like. If people aren't trying to take too many steps forward, I'm like, enjoy those ones. You know what I mean? And then from there, we're like, here's Tastes Like Tangerine. And it's like the weirdest instrumental maybe that we've ever done. There's like snakes and explosions and everything's like reversed. I got some glass breaking because I recorded like some glass breaking in my bathroom. I think I was in like 2020 maybe when I was just trying to make like my own sample libraries. And so just be like, it's like, I bet that's sweet, really. Like you can hear all these like sounds in the background. It's like a rattlesnake, like yeah.
Did you do all the production yourself on this album?
No, not all of it. No. I would have. I mean, I think for the like maybe 80% of it, I've like started myself, and then I some of them like kind of remained mostly like like my demo. You know what I mean? And then we just got it like mixed and done up,
like punched up.
Yeah, because like Gwen Stefani, for example, like I did the majority of production on that one. Like the most of that song is what like I recorded at home. Like we tried doing it in the studio in over up in Long Island, and you know, when we made it more clean, it kind of just didn't hit the same. You know what I mean? So we kind of just like layered up some guitars. We're like, what if we do some more vocals? But like they were recorded in my closet in my apartment.
When you say it sounds off, is that just because of how you had it in your head, or it just doesn't feel like Waterparks, the new album?
Both. It could be either, because like you can easily call it demoitis, which is where you get used to hearing something a certain way with a demo, bring it into the studio, you record it for real, and you're like, this isn't right. And normally, it's just demoitis. Like I can only think of a few times when I look back a year later, I'm like, demo is still better on that part. It's rare, you know? Like I remember I think it was the verses of the Not Warriors demo, the song from Entertainment. I still think the demo vocals are better. It's just back then, it was still like kind of new to us to be like recording in a real studio. We're like, oh my God, we're in Los Angeles. Ooh. You know, it was like 2017. Hadn't really been a band for that long. And, you know, it was very like, how do we do this right? But then I think starting around like Fandom and especially Greatest Hits, it was like much more vibe forward. Like if this version sounds cool, if this weird voice memo on your phone technically has like a better energy to it, we're doing that, even if it's not as clear as, you know, recording on like the Sony C800.
Did you set out with a certain vibe or intention for the new album?
Partially, like I've got mood boards for sure. Like I make mood boards and vision boards and all that stuff.
Is your hair color included in that? Because I know your hair is involved.
Yeah, it matters. But the reason I think that question's a little complicated is only because it was recorded over so long, and normally it's like, oh, purple hair Awsten wrote Fandom. You know what I mean? And the green hair Awsten wrote most of Greatest Hits. You know, so it's like everyone was like the one before it. But since this album took so long, and like we went through like so much during that time period, 'cause it's 3 years. That's almost like a full high school experience. You know what I mean? And it was like red hair Awsten worked on some, then like red and blonde, then like the red and black, like I said, like the black going on for a second, the blue, pink, and purple hair one, the teal one, mustache one, normal, like just straight blonde. Like, you know, there's like so many versions of me in this one, you know, because like normally it's one. And it's like a pretty direct thing of like, you made this, you made this, you made this. But I feel like looking at it, like if I could see a room of it, there's like 10 of me in there. You know what I mean? Like working on all the shit or like tinkering. Or I'd be like, oh, this one was written a year ago, but now I know how to actually execute it. And then like keep the chorus and rewrite the verses, you know?
When you zoom out,
yeah.
How do you think that all that time helps the album?
Not rushing it just gives you more room to make a fucking masterpiece. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't even mean to sound, you know, however that may, but I'm like, first off, Waterparks is my favorite band. I want the best for them. Second, I want to make my favorite album. And so, is it really going to be my favorite album if I hurry the last 4 tracks? Not really. Like, all the albums that I listen to all the way through are thoughtful. You know what I mean? And it's like, it doesn't feel like when I listen to Plans, like Death Cab, none of those songs feel shit out. You know what I mean? There's no filler. And so,
no skips.
Yeah, exactly. And with this one, it's like, I don't know, there's no interludes, no intros, no nothing. It's just like, these are the fucking craziest, best songs, and we're wasting 0 seconds of your time.
Why is it called Jinx?
Man, I think after working on intellectual property and even working on the sequel, we drove around in your neighborhood. I remember playing you some of those.
Did you show me any songs that are on this album?
I don't think we were there yet, because I was showing you stuff for like the sequel of intellectual property that we ultimately just like decided to not do anymore. So you've heard some of the songs that people are like, oh, come on, just like show that one.
Was Gwen Stefani one of those?
Gwen Stefani's been around for a while. Like, I remember I did the very first draft of that during COVID, and the bones of it are very cool. But it just like conceptually wasn't right. You know what I mean? Because like in that version, like the 2020 like demo thing, it's literally just me kind of bitching about being inside and being neurotic and paranoid. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, it was cool, but I'm like, if it wasn't good enough for greatest hits and wasn't good enough for intellectual property, like it will never come out as is without like a major facelift. And that's kind of what it got. So
sorry, what was it we were saying before? We were listening to other songs, we were driving around.
Yeah. Oh, right. So intellectual property too. Like, so the themes of that album were like really heavy. It was very based in like religion and like how it affects you, like when it's like so ingrained in your upbringing and like how it affects you as an adult. And we'd been doing that cycle for, working on it since 2021 and doing it through 22 and like even like releasing singles from it during that. We had done a couple tours on it in 2023, released it and everything. And so looking at doing a sequel, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be like fully immersed in like religious guilt for another at least 2 years if we service this album the way it would deserve. You know what I mean? And I just feel like I didn't want to stay in that world. And because it'd be like, oh my God, we're spending half a decade on this. You know what I mean? Like it would take that long. So it was like, I wanted, for a bunch of reasons too, like for that and just bureaucratic red tape that nobody watching this needs to fucking know or care about. It just felt so impossible that I was like, okay, we're scrapping this, and I want to approach this next project with like positive intentions. You know what I mean? And like really bring in like love, light, luck, all these things. And so Jinx was such a funny title for that because you know what I mean? It's like the exact opposite of that. It feels very like tongue in cheek, but it's also kind of serendipitous because that was like the main title that I was like thinking for it. You know what I mean? Like when I'm working on whatever, we go alphabetical with the album titles, and we're on J, and like that was like the main one, and we were on tour in San Diego, and he was like, "What if it was called Jinx?" Or he's like, "I think it should be Jinx," or like whatever the thing was. And I was like, "Oh my God, yes!" And there was like a third friend of ours that like a few days later was like, it was like a version. It was like Jinx something else, and I was like, "Oh my God, like clearly it has to be this." Like it's just like here. You know what I mean? It's kind of like great ideas, great songs. Everything is kind of just like here in front of you from wherever it came from, and it's like this is clearly resonating for us. You know what I mean? It's like I was already like looking at it and then hearing it from somebody else and then hearing it from a third person. You're just like, clearly this is it. The universe is like, it's Jinx.
When Red Guitar and Lyrics Were Confidential first got released, was the whole album already done?
No.
You were still working on it, but you knew those were part of the album.
Yes. Yeah. I knew they were going to be part of it. But you know, it's funny when we signed our deal, we were taking like meetings and stuff, you know, we talked to a handful of labels, and I think we really only had Red Guitar, Lyrics, Any Minute Now, and then like the really rough demo of the new Gwen Stefani. It was like 3, maybe 4 songs for some of the meetings. Nothing else was done. And so we signed the deal. It's like, well, you need to finish it. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm working on it at home. And then when things are like fleshed out, flying up to Long Island, working on, so it's like working on it bi-coastal. And it was just, it took a lot. You know what I mean? Like flying that much, like basically living in a hotel for a total of, if we're talking about recording the whole album, probably in fucking various hotels over there for like 5 months.
Wow.
It was a long time. Because it'd be like 3 or 4 weeks at a time sometimes.
Are you with Joe Pending?
He'd be coming in and like working when it was writing. Usually not the recording, but like if we were to be, rewriting a verse or like working on a song or whatever, yeah, he would come through. Tastes Like Tangerine, actually, I'm gonna tell you a funny thing about that I haven't told anybody. That one, so I did these video game albums. Do you remember this, or did I tell you about that? Okay, where I was like, I want to make music for video games, and people were like, I talked to a few people, and it was like, well, it's kind of like the credit card paradox. People hire people who do it. You know what I mean? It's very rarely like, we're gonna hire you who's never done it to do it.
You have to do it to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You need credit to have a credit card. And it's like, but anyway, I did it. So that's why I made those albums, because I was like, I want to score a thing where it's like a Spyro, Crash Bandicoot type game. And I did 2 albums with 12 songs on each, right? Or 12 tracks on each. There were 25 though. There were 25 total. So one of them I just couldn't stop singing over when I was doing the video game stuff. And I was like, actually, what if we put these guitars on it? And it was like all major chords, so it sounds like the Hives or like Lenny Kravitz or something. And then I was like, damn, what if you actually added this? And I just kept going with it, like way past what I did on most of those other tracks. And that one is the only one on the album that I like pulled from the video game stuff. And Tastes Like Tangerine was originally an instrumental for that. So it's super fucking out of the box. Like people are either gonna love that or hate it. You know what I mean? Because it's weird.
How does the collaboration with Mark Hoppus come together?
Actually, Dylan
Francis.
Yes. I almost told him to come through because last time we talked, I just brought him with me. But I was talking to him because for like every feature, we had like a few other people that we were like talking to as well. Just in case, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, especially one where it's like such a big swing. It's like, let's aim for Mark Hoppus. It's like, dude, like he's fucking busy. You know what I mean? So there were, of course, like other people, and like a couple fell through like last minute. And I was talking to Dylan. I was texting him at an airport, actually. We were doing the secret shows. I think it was either after Chicago or New York. And I was like, who do you think could fit on this? Like, who could we talk to? And who's like dope as fuck? You know what I mean? Who's like, they need to be so cool if people are going to hear them 15 seconds into a Waterparks album. You know what I mean? And he's like, let me hit Mark. I was like, yeah, fucking do that. You know what I mean? And weirdly enough, yeah, Mark was like, this is amazing. I'm down.
So do you guys just send him the track so he can hear it and then?
Well, so we sent him actually, I sent him a puppet video. Because the concept at the time was extra heady without hearing other voices, like specifically like not me doing the parts, because there's a version of Tell Me Why where I'm singing every part.
Can I post this podcast now?
Right now?
Like, not right now, but like in the next couple weeks before the album comes out?
Yes.
Okay, because people don't know this song yet.
People don't know this song yet.
So
this is scoop, dude.
This is real big scoop.
This is we're drinking tea over here.
This is the first song on the album?
Yes. So, yeah, no, this is good. The fuck did I just say?
You sent him a puppet video.
Right. Because I was doing every voice. Like you can see on the track list, everybody, it's like as God, as the devil. You know what I mean? Like people have their roles because they're playing characters on that song. It's the only way. Like this song was hard to write. It took fucking months to get it right.
This is what I meant by experimental and intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything, it's new, but it fits, and it's like exactly how it should be.
It's grand and it's perfect.
It doesn't seem thrown together. It's planned, like you said,
Yes.
planned.
Because every line is so intentional. That's why, it's funny. They were talking about like what songs to try and bring to radio and, the label conversations. And we just couldn't do, like, I don't know if Tell Me Why can happen because we can't do a radio edit. You can't cut any parts because then you're just losing story. So you're going to be like, okay, what if we cut chapters 4 and 5? And then it's just going to be like a nonsensical kind of thing because every single line of that song is necessary for the story. But so it was complicated to try and like explain like you couldn't just cold send that audio to like anybody because and like I didn't self audit in this way. This is actually Joe and like a few other people that I showed it to, but they're like, yeah, I didn't get it on first listen, but when you explained it to me, I was like, how did they fucking write this? Like, how did you do this? You know what I mean? And so, I mean, they're not going to know what I'm talking about at all right now. You will, like soon. But, so I was like, okay, we need a way to like illustrate. I'll tell you this too. I wanted Kesha to be involved, like really badly. And we exchanged a little DM about it too. But, I was like, okay, I want to make sure that people understand what's happening. So I spent $400 on puppets and enough for like all the characters and a couple extras. Printed up some boards with like backgrounds and like acted out the whole song. I did a play I shot it with my phone in my apartment. And it was like, here's, God, and here's this character, and here's like all the places. And it was very funny. Like I had my sister and her boyfriend come over to like help me do it because you need hands and plus pulling backgrounds, So anyway, we have this visual that's psychotic as hell, but it's such a funny and dope way to like clearly visualize the story because at this point it's just me doing every voice. See, it's hard to follow the narrative. But he saw the video and was like, this is fucking crazy. Let's do it. And so we had to rewrite a few things, like rework some stuff. But one day, Cervini, it was like a couple days before we had to leave for Europe. It was like, I'm saying time crunch, right? So get in the car with young Zach Cervini, Dylan Francis, me. We go up to Mark's house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Road trip.
And yeah, go to his home studio. Dude, it's so fucking cool to see everything in there. Like all these like Blink test pressings just fucking everywhere. He's like, oh yeah, that's where I saw Nirvana at the Palladium. And like, it was just like, oh, it's like you see Mark at Barricade. It's like just crazy shit in the studio. Like all the plaques, of course. And man, as soon as he did he did one take and I was like, this is fucking perfect. Like he is such a goddamn pro. And you hear that voice, like we've been listening to him since we were this tall. And it's like so ingrained in you that you kind of forget that it's coming out of like a human man right there. And so, because if anybody else in the world went in that booth and sang what he did, it wouldn't sound like him. No one sounds like him, or Tom for that matter. You know what I mean? So watching the voice come out of him, I was just like, fuck. It's like, this is so, I was like, can I film these or is that weird? He's like, do it. So I've got like a shitload of videos. We'll upload them at some point. But
when you leave the studio and you have that track, what do you feel?
I was excited. I don't often feel, I want to word this right. I almost said gratitude, but that's not it. I don't often feel the weight of things while they're happening. You know what I mean? It's like,
good way to put that.
Yeah, if we're going and playing Reading and Leeds, like main stage or whatever, I cannot think about the weight of that, the gravity of it. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, because if I was to go, there's 30,000 people there and be like, and I'm going to go sing. I'm not naturally a fucking like great. I've worked really hard at it. I took vocal lessons, did all the stuff. Like I warm up for like over an hour every time. I do all the steams. I do all the tricks, like everything. And so I'll get nervous. I'll get nervous as fuck if I think about it almost at all. You know what I mean? So when we go do something like that, I have to play solitaire or just be distracted. Just go up and do it. Think about it after. I couldn't think about like the My Chem shows when we were doing those. You know what I mean? Like I did one of the shows and I swear to you, I was having like a panic attack song one. I eventually kind of like locked in, but I was like, fuck. I can't process things as they're happening. But that was an exception. The Mark Day, got in the car. had a full Mark feature. I probably watched the phone video 100 times. And like being alone after is like a good way to process that. 'Cause if I'm in a group, you know, we're like doing shit. We're like talking. We're like, that's amazing. But I'm not actually like, I mean, I'm feeling it, but not like to its full extent. Being alone after and just being like, holy fuck. Like that was one of those rare moments that I could appreciate it in its time.
He got it all in one take?
Oh, we could have stopped there, but we got some others just for posterity, just for safety, you know? Like I was like, that's perfect. Just do that 3 more times. Or like I'd give like a couple notes, but again, it feels weird giving notes to a fucking legend. So I'd be like, can you really emphasize on woke up in, you know what I mean? Like just like hard words. It's like emphasize this one, go up on this one. You know what I mean? Like you survived that. It's like I don't want to give away too much, but it'd be like da 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 da. You know, but like, and if you do like da 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 da, like no, go like up on that, like that. Even if it's not like a note, like that's like the high point of that. And he's like, got it, and then you just crush it immediately. So, literally 3 or 4 takes of every line, comped it together that night with Zach, and yeah, just listening to it. I just remember being like my face would be hot, you know, because I was just like, oh my god, like appreciating cool things while they're happening in their time. It's not always easy because I just don't want it to just, like fuck me up because it will, because I'll get like nervous or whatever. But that was just such a time that I could just have that and enjoy it.
How many songs are you gonna add to the new set list?
Yeah, because this is number 6, album 6. I'm not gonna give away too much, but here's what I'm gonna say: the next tour we do, you're gonna want to go to multiple nights because you will not see the same set list twice.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have an idea of when that would happen?
Mm-hmm.
Which is?
Yeah. I'll tell you after. How about that? Guest list to whatever one you want.
Oh, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I fucked up that last one.
You did.
I really did. I just thought of it when you were telling me that story.
We finished the tour, and he like was going to the venue the next day or something. What was it?
It was the next day. I had it marked in my calendar for the day after. I'm like, hey, I'll be there.
The end of tour, like we end in LA, and we're like, all right, we're done. And he's like, what time you go on?
I gotta head out soon. Is that cool?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. For what? For why?
That was my bad.
No, you're fine, dude.
Are there any songs that you're really excited for people to listen to? Obviously, all of them.
Yeah.
But is there one
3 years of songs. Like, those are not the only ones that were written. There is a ridiculous amount. Like,
will those ever see the light of day?
Some of them.
If you rework them?
Yeah. Like, I think, because that's the thing with most demos, like, the only time they're ever, like, truly terrible is if I'm doing the thing where I'm like, I want to try and finish a song in 15 minutes, writing and recording, go. You know, like that, because I'll do that sometimes as like just an exercise. Or
did you do that with any of these songs?
I feel like, you know what? I'm trying to think of the last times I would have done that. Like I know, you know what? Like It was one of those from Greatest Hits right there behind you. Like It was written in 15 minutes. And some of the vocals in there, like the "You Deserve a Couple Bad Hair," recorded right here.
In your phone.
Into the phone. Thrown in, pitched down, like, yeah. So I don't know if Intellectual Property had anything like that. I know, I mean, there's always those moments when things click. Two Best Friends was written in an hour and recorded in the next hour. End of the Water was written in one night. Yeah, a lot of times I have to really put some time into it. Or like Starfucker, for example. That one was not nearly a 15-minute one. It felt very stream of conscious, like it just kind of all came out at once. But the production didn't. Like, there was one day where I was driving home from the high def warehouse and I was getting onto the freeway. I was about to merge onto it and I was like, oh my God, breakbeat drums. That's it. That's fucking it. And so I like get my phone out and I'm like, okay, so it's going to be like, okay, like, fucking, how does it start? I'm going to move out of my mouth into a limousine so I can drive you fucking crazy, crash out where I sleep. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. And then the thing, I'm like talking into the phone so I can like keep it, but like be able to listen back to the ranting into my phone later and like get the production right. Sometimes it really is just like that, where it's like the whole thing is written, but I'm like, something's wrong, and that'll make it not get on an album. But so anyway, like the other songs that are here, like that didn't happen, They really might just need new drums.
Is there any songs that had a completely different process now that you're on your 6th album from what you've done in the past?
Dude, the rewriting is such a new thing.
Do you think you'll do it again?
Probably just because I'm a perfectionist, but like I don't want to because I hate it. Well, dude, because like I said, we'd spend a day on one verse, and I'd be like, "This is the perfect version of this," and they'd be like, "I think we should scrap it and try again."
See what happens.
I'm like, "Fuck you," you know what I mean? And plus, at the same time, like I've got management and label, and people have been like, "So where's the album?" And I'm like, "Trust me, I'm working on it." And it's like I'm trying to finish it, and then someone like Joe Rogosta might be like, "I think we should restart that one." I'm like, "I don't have time. This is supposed to be turned in 3 weeks, and you want to start over on this? Fuck you." You know what I mean? There'd be like those back and forths, but they really made for great stuff. There's honestly, I feel like a lot of these were the process was really different for a lot of these. Like I said, Tastes Like Tangerine, I was trying to make a video game soundtrack. Like I was never trying to do that with any of the other ones. Tell Me Why is probably the most cohesive through line of a narrative in any song. You know what I mean? Like story-wise. So writing a very linear song lyrically is also tough. We'd never done that. Red Guitar started because I was listening to like some kind of weird instrumental beat thing. And I was in the hills actually, and I hate driving in the hills. But there was some kind of thing, it was like some kind of instrumental thing. And I was just like muttering to myself, I was like, I just got a brand new red guitar. It was like, I think I wrote like 10 different versions of that chorus just on that drive because I'm also too scared to touch my phone. Like, you know what I mean? On the 2-lane, windy, like Mulholland type shit. I'm not going to look at my phone, and neither should anybody else. But I think I just sang that for like 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
That intro?
Red Guitar, like the whole, like the chorus of it. You know what I mean? And there were so many other lines. There was like, it was like, I'm trying to think of other things that would fit there. It was like, I just bought a brand new red guitar from www.com. That's why I almost wanted to call the song too, was www.com. I think it's a great title. Standing outside, flexing both my arms. Something about my mom, I forgot what. Something about a front lawn. Anyway, like it was just like basically like very fun gibberish. You know, that's what it felt like at the time. But Joe, we had this instrumental of red guitar, which is very like haunting and cool and scary to me. Like it's big and dark and it's eerie. And it felt, he was like, what if you put that red guitar thing on this? Because he was trying to make that song happen for a while. Like there was a few instrumentals. Like I think I tried it even for Intellectual Property. And it just didn't fit anywhere. Like conceptually or vibe-wise. But we broke it out. And like at the time it was just like muttering. There was no melody or anything. But we had like the dun 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 hung 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 hung, like the and like very like deep like pitch down guitars and like synth and stuff. But it was just like it just like it felt so right. But like I don't think I've ever sat on a thing that I thought was just like a gibberish borderline, like I don't want to say funny, but like such a weird kind of quirky lyric idea. Like that was a very different process. Nothing was more rewritten than If Lyrics Were Confidential, because I said this earlier, but we have enough material just in like the notes, you know, like in our phone, like the notes app, for 6 more of those. You know what I mean? Because we'd write a perfect thing and then be like, but is that what we should say? And I'd be like, fuck. And I'd go do a lap outside and be like, okay, probably not. Let's try it again. So a lot of different things for the processes for sure. And the last track, actually, I don't want to give anything away. Never made one like that either. Wow.
When people finish listening to the album from front to back, is there anything that you tried to get people to take away from it?
If the last song on the album, like, okay, I didn't know necessarily how it was going to end at first. You know, like, I was like, maybe Any Minute Now, maybe Mirage. But when Girls Need Guns happened, and I actually figured out, like, the key to it, which, if you've heard it, you already know, you know, what the deal is, like, how, like, what that song is. I haven't told anybody about it. I haven't told anyone, like, who's on it, nothing like that. And I kind of want to wait until like maybe the night before, or like the an hour before it comes out or something. You know what I mean? Like I want to give them. I don't want them to sit on the idea too long. I just want them to experience it. But that song made me cry every fucking time I worked on it. And when it ended and I figured out the ending and like had that in there, I immediately felt it and I was like, the album has to end like this. There's nothing even close. Like it's not even up for debate. There's no question. It ends like this. You know what I mean? It's the perfect ending.
Who's on it? Wow.
Yeah. But I don't want anyone to know that yet. But yeah, when that, like, basically right when it's coming out, or like maybe an hour before, or like 10 minutes before, or something like that. I don't know. Because I also want people to listen in order, so I don't want to like overhype them to a way where it's like they're gonna skip ahead. I just want to be like, listen to it in order. People who shuffle things on first listen, shuffle albums on first listen, are demons.
Completely takes away from the artist's intent.
Yes! And turn off that fucking thing on all your streaming things where it fades out and fades into another song. We made you things, especially greatest hits over there. There are transitions between like every song. Don't let them take away from your experience.
I just fixed my Spotify to have that high quality sound.
Mm-hmm.
I still had to re-listen to everything. I'm like, wow, I'm hearing
You're like,
drum
wow,
beats.
listen to all those synths.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an idea of who you would want to tour with?
Oh my God. I mean, I've got all my dream ones. You know what I mean? Like, I've performed like one song with Fall Out Boy, but I'd love to tour with them.
What song?
I did Grand Theft Autumn in London.
You sang with them?
Yeah. Did you see that or no?
Not yet.
So check this. That was cool because we were supposed to be in Sheffield that night in the UK. Like, we were on tour at the same time, us and Fall Out Boy. And our venue had like some catastrophe. Like, I think, like, I don't know if a ceiling caved in or like plumbing exploded. Like, it was boarded up. People were like, what's happening here? And I was like, I don't fucking know. Like, no one's even told me shit. We had to move the Sheffield date to the end of the tour, right? Like, I think we were gonna end in London, but then Sheffield got moved to after, so it's not canceled. But because of that, we had an extra off day in London, and Fall Out Boy happened to be playing the O2 Arena. And so, first, you know what? I want to show you the text.
Do you have to brush up on those lyrics, or you know it immediately?
I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why isn't it? Message indexing barely works now. I'm so serious. But it was literally a text from, like, his team had reached out to our TM, Lucas, and they were like, hey, Pete wants to know if Awsten would sing a song with them tonight at the O2. I'm like, fucking obviously. Of course I want to do that. Tell him I was cool about it, but yes. And I was in the bus like, ah! And so, funny thing, they actually just quit letting you do this, but we were already parked at the O2. I just had to get out of the car and like walk over. Like, I didn't have to like take a 40-minute Uber, because I would have flown there. If we were in Birmingham or something and it was an off day, I'd be like, I'm flying to London and flying back for our show the next day or whatever. But so that was cool. I would love to tour with Fall Out Boy. I did a song with Five Sauce one time. She's Kind of Hot in like 2018. I would love to open for them. That'd be cool. I would love to open for My Chem for longer. I think we did 6 shows. I would do a year with them because getting to watch them every night was just, you know what I mean? It's those things that you would pay for.
What do you see? What do you take away from a guy like Gerard Way when he's performing? Like, what do you see that he's killing it at?
Dude, my biggest takeaway from him is like his world building. No question. Like, it's so massive and immersive and theatrical, and he's so fucking smart. And I love that he's gone and like taken these stories, like things that probably could be full concept albums, and goes and does like full TV shows and or like graphic novels. And I feel like, dude, I want to see him direct in movies. Like, he's just so cool to me. And like, what's cool about when we were opening for them was how it's almost like it was so grand and massive, but it also felt kind of understated a little bit. Like, it's almost like they're so good that they don't need a massive production. Like there was no like Malcolm moved. There
Did
was
it?
no barely. There was no like set changes. There was no pyro. There was nothing like that. You know what I mean? And like, it wasn't even necessarily like, I don't even know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not fucking flying around everywhere and like fucking crowd surfing, doing this and that. Like, it's almost like they are so good. They sound so good. Their songs are so masterful and they're so fucking good at doing them that them performing it was like enough. And it just makes you go like, oh my God, they're like one of the best bands of all fucking time because they just have that catalog and they are such talented musicians. You know what I mean? I'm just fucking over here glazing my, but I mean, it's worth it. Like I would watch them every night if I could. But yeah, he's so inspiring. Just, it really is like the world building and like the moods and atmospheres that he can cultivate that I don't think anybody else in the world can do.
When you're playing reading and leads, is there any songs on this album that you think would be banger openers?
Ooh, banger openers.
Because now you're playing in front of people who don't know you. You want to try and turn them onto Waterparks.
Okay, Prowler would be an insane opener. Like, I've already thought about how I would do it.
That's the metal song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I would just literally have like, I won't do it, but it would be such a good opener. But oh my God, my voice has to be so warm to do that high chorus. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be screaming. But I don't know. I think Tastes Like Tangerine would be a crazy opener too. Better Than Therapy could as well. Like, yeah, I'm already thinking about. That's like setting me. I haven't gone through this exact thought. I've had them in passing where I'm like, that'd be cool. But
like I love the guitar riff and no 5.
Yeah. I feel like it's not up tempo enough to be the opener because openers I really like to. It's like a jump tempo.
You want to kick people in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Here
like
we are.
Thing to do. I want to be big and grand and kick them in the face. I do feel like that's going to be a lot of people's favorites though. No. The best openers on the album would be Tell Me Why. Red Guitar would be cool too. You know what I mean? Like dun dun dun. Stop. Dun 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 dun. Fuck. And then maybe even like start pairing with that, like the with the guitar still going. Have like the lights kind of flicker with it, like bum 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 bum. And then you know, like basically like big intro with Red Guitar, like that. Build, cut to just the guitar, like the way it actually starts.
I love seeing you mold this all.
Make the crowd do the full first one, up the choir through the tracks, so it sounds more haunted because it's so minor. Make them do it a few times. Fuck it. Make them do it a few times. The screen can give them instructions. If we wind up doing this, people are gonna be like, we already saw this. Make the screen be like, again, or put like the repeat sign, you know what I mean? Like the loop sign. And just keep fucking doing that. Would be crazy. And then when it finally kicks in, it'd be so satisfying. I love when people play like the same song 10 times. So like this is like a micro version of that. What are we talking about?
When Double Dare first came out 10 years ago.
Oh shit.
What do you think that Awsten would be thinking about this era of Waterparks?
He'd be mad as fuck. He'd be like, how did you do that? How did you do that? How did you do that? What do you mean, Mark Hoppus? How did you do that? You know what I mean? He'd be like, I just saw Foxy Shazam over at fucking House of Blues and I got their signed pre-order card. It's right here. I'll be like, I know. I texted it to Eric. It was awesome. He would be losing his fucking mind. And that's kind of like what makes me feel good. You know what I mean? That's what I want to make songs that like 4th grade me, even like pre-Waterparks, pre-owning a guitar. I feel like I was really picky with music back then. Things had to be like really catchy. Like I didn't do a lot of deep cuts back then. It was very like, I love the singles of this. I remember even having a thought in like 7th grade, like a dumbass thought where it's like, why don't they make all the songs this good? On like certain albums, you know what I mean? I'd be like, that one's great. That one's okay. Like, why didn't they just do one like that again? It's like, oh, because it's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
But
when you found that No Skip album, like that was the one.
Yeah. And
who was that to you?
It was Does This Look Infected?
Did you like All Killer?
I did. I I just like, for some reason, Infected was like more for me.
The riffs?
Maybe so. Like, I think maybe they were more.
A little heavier?
A little heavier, and I feel like it was just angsty enough for me at the time to be like, I'm listening to some hard shit right now. You know what I mean? Like, Still Waiting. He's like, Drop Dead. And I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? I got fucking Kumon and shit to do.
I remember watching that first music video for Does This Look Infected where they're jumping around.
Oh, Hellsong. With the dolls.
I'm like, where'd they go?
Yeah.
This is not the pop punk album anymore.
Dude, I really liked the Still Waiting video where he's like, okay, all the big, I'm going to totally botch it, but it's like, it's the Hives, the Vines, the White Stripes, the I Can't See You. And he like kicks the thing out of the way. He was like, what's your name? You smoke? He's like, no. He's like, you do now. Smoke up. Yeah, like.
Your name's Sven.
Your name's Sven. Yeah. It's so fucking funny. Like, what were all their names? Do you remember or no? In the Still Waiting video? They were all given different names and they were in like the matching button-ups. It's a great video. I want to rewatch that.
It was a good one.
We should take the time to do that. We'll do it after.
Who else did you really listen to? Like, who influenced who you were when you first started writing out?
I mean, I grew up with the Beach Boys, like, heavily. My dad was, like, a stan, you know? So I saw them live so much, like, double digits. He was also really into Van Halen and, like, 80s stuff like that. So he would print guitar tabs for me at work because, like, there's no one, I don't know if anyone's ever had a printer at home that works before. They should really invent that. But he would print up guitar tabs at the hospital where he worked and bring home like some stuff he'd know that I would want to try. You know what I mean? Like he brought me like Holiday, like Green Day, or but then he'd also bring me like some Guns N' Roses shit or like Velvet Revolver. You know what I mean? And so I got really good at like guitar. I got really good at because I was just obsessed with it. I didn't even really want to be a singer. It's just singers are assholes. And my friends and I got tired of trying to hang out with them. So I was like, I'll be the singer.
And that's how you first got into it.
And that's how I became the asshole.
And now I'm the asshole
now
today.
I get to be the asshole. Yeah, no, I started singing just because, I don't know, like it really could have easily been like a Pete Wentz, Patrick Stump situation where I just like wrote lyrics. Because I always wrote lyrics. But I think I was just shy. I was really shy.
What was that first show like?
Horrifying. Oh my God. Like,
did you hate performing in front of people?
Yeah, huh?
Hated singing in front of people?
Oh, dude, well, okay, my first shows, like, I was just playing guitar in, like, local bands for a while at first.
Back in Texas?
Yeah, I was like 13. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing that kind of thing. I was so fucking shy. I don't think I started singing maybe, like, the tail end of being, like, 15. I was like, I'll try. You know what I mean? Because you're, like, 13 and 4. It's like, it feels like so long back then. We were like, oh my God, we keep trying all these people. But anyway, I was just playing guitar. I remember the drums getting off with the guitar when we were trying to cover Over My Head by Sum 41. Oh, wow. And we kind of just stopped. And it was like, well, cool. You know what I mean? I could think of all the times we like botched things for sure. We covered Juicebox by The Strokes. That was the first recording of me ever. But I was just playing guitar in it. I'm trying to think. It was a lot of covers. Then you'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna do some originals too. That's what bands do," and they're fucking horrible.
Was the Texas music scene thriving at that time? Was that like Forever the Sickest Kids?
It was.
Red Car Wire.
Yeah. Was that Dallas? Were they from Dallas?
Somewhere in Texas,
like Denton. And either way, yeah, it was like those were all really big bands at the time. We're just fucking nothing. It would literally be like, hey, we're going to go play to 5 people over here. And like, I did that for, wait, what was the question?
Those early days of Waterparks.
Oh, so, okay,
shows.
Let's fast forward then, because this was like, I'm 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Like, I started demoing ideas for Waterparks right out of high school. I was 19. And, yeah, that's when I started working on, I think I'd recorded I Was Hiding Under Your Porch Because I Love You and Silver, our first 2 songs. Maybe all of Silver? I don't know. But then, we may have talked about this. I had it was benign, but I had a tumor under my kneecap. And so I had to get like a whole surgery thing. Like they said if I had waited like 2 more weeks, they're like, you probably wouldn't have walked anymore because your kneecap was like eroding from the thing under it. So it was like the way that I physically couldn't go to community college anymore. And because I was already like, I quit. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I have to do music. This is taking up too much time. And because for some reason, I've always just kind of like known. I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, duh. You know, like I was probably like 13, 14. I was like, I'm gonna do music. You know, I think that's probably like partially why it happened. You just have to convince yourself of things, and then they'll be done. But right. So I was stuck on the couch for like 6 months. Like I'm saying, leg in a thing. And I could get friends to like drive me to go record at like people's houses and stuff like around Houston or like right outside of Houston in New Caney, Texas. If you've never heard of it, that's because no one's heard of it. There's like 20 people there. And yeah, I'd be recording in this dude Vaughn's garage. And that's how the first Waterpark stuff was made. And then I was like, well, we're gonna have to play shows. I'm gonna need some boys. There were a couple other people like I had in mind to like be in the band or whatever. And I only knew 3 drummers total, and 2 of them were like one was in jail and the other was a drug dealer and he fled to Europe. And I was like, I know Otto.
A serial killer.
Otto hadn't talked to me in a while. And I also hadn't talked. I don't know why I said it like that. We hadn't spoken in a while. I was like, what the fuck? And with Jeff, there was somebody else I had in mind where I was like, maybe you could play bass you know what I mean? Like this could be a bassist. I'll teach him bass. And he was like, I think I have a guitarist. I'm going to bring him over. And I was like, don't fucking do that, because he showed me his Facebook photos and he had a choker on. And I was like, don't bring him here. And he brought him here. And I was like, okay, fine. He's good. And the bassist didn't work out, but we still kept Jeff. And Airplane Conversations came out April 3rd. And we played our first show August 17th.
And were you confident singing then?
No. I mean, more than when I was 13, but I was still like, I also had it in my head where I was like, okay, look, if you're going to do it, fucking do it. Quit being a bitch about it. You know what I mean? Because I'd be like, like I used to get nervous. I'd just stop singing and like back away from the mic and just play guitar and like look down.
In the middle of a lyric.
Yeah, and I'm like, if you're quitting college because you want to do this and like sing in a band, you need to fucking sing in a band. Right? That's part of it. Do it. Like shit or get off the pot. Like you have to fucking like do it if you're going to do it. And so I did kind of have to get over that. And I would also kind of like kind of pretend to be somebody else before the shows too. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, I kind of like hype myself up a little bit, not think about it too much, but I'm like, yeah, give yourself like a false sense of like almost ego and put up that wall, go out there and try and be like this bigger version of yourself. And I feel like it was definitely like a fake it till you make it kind of thing. Because I feel more confident now. I'm also just like, I know what will freak me out and what I need to do to go out there and perform the best that I can, which is relax.
What was the moment you knew that you were like, good, like people enjoy what you're doing, you can pursue this?
It kind of came in waves. Like I remember announcing that we were signed and it felt like the biggest thing in the world, even though it was to like a small label that had no money. And we put out Crave and people were like, oh my God. And like, I saw there were like strangers in the UK tweeting about it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, whoa, that's crazy. Or like if we went to like a record shop or like a coffee place or whatever, and someone would be like, do you sing in a band called Waterparks? And I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, like, so like those first things always come with like an excitement of like, oh fuck, we're doing this. This is real. And like people are actually fucking with it. Okay. I don't know. It's always like the firsts for things feel the most exciting. Like the first time someone comes up to you, or the first time somebody wants an autograph, or the first time like, I don't know, like my dad would text me and be like, hey, did you see someone signed, you got the signed shirt on eBay and they're selling it for $100. I'm like,
how'd you find that?
I'm like, why are you looking? I'm like, are you selling my shit? Are you selling my shit for $100?
Why is my PS2 on there?
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? You put Tony Hawk Underground 2 on there? Yeah, it's always the firsts that are really exciting.
Can we fight through some fan questions?
Yeah. We have fan questions?
We have fan questions.
Okay, go. Do it.
Where do you think Jinx lies in the overall Parks cinematic universe?
After all the others. It's definitely like forward. I'm gonna say it's after Fandom, after Greatest Hits. Yeah. It's also, now that I'm really thinking about it, because I haven't thought about that specifically, it is kind of the whole thing.
That's what I feel.
Because, Red Guitar is so back to the beginning. Tell Me Why is so existential. Any Minute Now is so reflective that it almost feels like it's of every time. Like every time in the existence of Waterparks, whether it's happened or not.
I'm a fan of the band, and it's everything from before, but forward.
But more and forward, yeah. Interesting. Thanks. That's actually, whoever did that, good question. Because
Really
it really is like, it's about time. Like, it's the whole time. So,
how does it feel to finally have new music to share to people after 3 years since the last full length?
it feels like you've perfected a magic trick that you're not allowed to show anyone for years. And so when you finally get to, you're just like, isn't this sick? You know what I mean? Like, when I feel like other people in the arts or entertainment or whatever may feel this way, but I feel like all singers lack something where they in their heart where they need to be clapped for to feel like amazing. And I feel like I haven't been clapped for in like 3 years. You know what I mean? I want to put out these songs because I'm just like, they're fucking perfect to me. They're so timeless to me. Like, we've picked down to every last line, making sure it's all as sharp as it can be. It's all there. I'm like, now I just want you to know.
This is perfect for the next one. Which was the hardest start to finish?
Tell me why.
Tell me why.
That was good. Because there were so many other people involved. Like something like Prowler is probably the easiest. Because I sat down and wrote 95% of it.
It's just you.
It's just me. And then Joe was like, what if you changed that line to something else? Like, what if it was like more like duh duh? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I like both. Do you think that's much like actually for sure better? It's not just like a linear movie. It's like, I think it makes it better. I'm like, done. That's the easiest one. Tell Me Why is so difficult because, stop me if I'm out of pocket here, I don't think anyone's ever written a song like this before. It's genuinely fucking crazy in its structure and its storytelling. And it's like, it just is a more stacked feature list than I've ever seen a band do before. And
especially on track one.
Yeah. And like, it's also so difficult, like trying to lock in that many professionals, like schedules, and like, there's so much paperwork and like shit to be done, like so much behind the scenes that I just don't even fucking do. I'm like, labels and lawyers, like you guys handle that shit. I'm just trying to get, like, you know what I mean? And like I said, I was like, can we get Kesha? Where is she? Like, how do we do this? Do I need to fly somewhere? Like, there was so many things where songs like, I'm going to say Prowler's the easiest. Like, I just sit down and fucking do it. And then something like Tell Me Why is like, feels like I'm making a movie. It's like a production.
Is it hard to sit on a song for so long? For example, Gwen Stefani, songs that have been teased for a while. Do you ever want to keep refining it or listening to it?
Here's the problem. Oh, wait. Is there more?
And how do you know when to stop?
Okay. So this is why I feel like I leak less than I used to, because I don't want anyone to get demo-itis.
And the audience holds on to it.
Yeah, because if they've listened to the same version of a certain song, even if the new one is objectively just much better, cooler, vibier, better lyrics, better concepts, everything, better production, all of it. Some people with baby brains are still going to be like, the shitty demo one was better.
I was always that way. Back when you would hear a band on pure volume and then they get the record deal and then they re-release the song, like, ooh, that original.
You're like the other one,
better.
but it's because you heard it first.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
That's how you found it. That's how you fell in love with it.
Yeah, you're like, that's what that is to me. And that's why I leak things less, because I don't want people to get demo-itis for things that I know aren't as good. And then when I take the time to fully realize them.
It's like beef it up.
Yeah, and it's not even just a matter of sterilizing it or getting a better quality record. It's like, I'm saying the song wasn't good enough as is. And this song is just, it's better in every regard. It's cooler. It's just better, crazier, more clever, like everything on the lyrical front. It's still a lot of the same melodies, but and it's also like still at the core, like the same chords. And, the tagline of like, so if you want to find me, I'm dressed like Gwen Stefani. Like, that's still in there. You know what I mean? But everything else around is just so amplified. And so that's the thing. You know what? I would actually probably leak things more depending on how Gwen Stefani goes. Because if I get a ridiculous amount of people being like, the demo was better, I'll be like, it genuinely isn't. And now I'm never going to show you demos again. Because clearly, if I ever try and use one of these ideas, no matter how good I make it, you're still going to be stuck on this.
There are a couple questions about Gwen Stefani, which is interesting that you even bring this up.
Interesting. Okay.
They're like in-depth questions. It's hard to read.
Oh?
Before the Prowler Tour, Waterparks did 3 secret intimate shows in LA, Chicago, and New York. Did you learn anything from returning to smaller venues? What did you like and dislike about the experience? Did you have any major takeaways? Would you do it again?
I would do it again. It was really fun. I did miss the energy of those shows that are smaller, that feel more
intimate.
I was going to say kind of punk. Like, because on our first headliner ever in 2017, I remember just constant crowd surfing and people just fucking up our gear, and it was so fun. None of our shit worked. People would fall on the pedal boards and like unplug things, and that's kind of what was going on up there. It was very just like hectic, and it felt like I don't want this to sound like I'm discrediting or saying that like big shows don't have feelings, because I genuinely put so much into the production and the concepts, and like the tour that you missed, there was a whole thing of like, it was divided into these chapters. I wanted to do the show in pieces, like chapters, based on like the human emotions, like the spectrum of that. It's like happiness, anger, sadness, joy, surprise, like all these things. Found a way to basically, we would have, someone on the video wall kind of like talking about it and what they mean in the context of water parks, and then do songs that relate to that. And so anyway, big shows, you're just able to do a lot more. And like, I've got dream stage designs. I've got all these cool things where I'm like, you are going to have a fucking, you're going to go to the, whenever we have the space and the budget and all these things, you're going to go to the best show of your life. So all that to say, I'm not discrediting big shows or trying to like put them down, because it can easily sound like that. But these smaller shows were also just like, I can see your irises. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just right there, and the energy is just so palpable. There's no barricade, and they're just like flying at you, and it feels like dangerous and fun. And I don't know, I missed that about the first headliner, so I would do those again for sure. It also kind of like informs the set list a little bit.
In what way?
I don't know, like we're breaking out some of the more punky ones, because it was just like, oh my god, what are they going to crowd surf to? You know what I mean?
Your Palladium show was so fun.
It really was. I fucking love that show.
Next tour, which is happening again when?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, it's good.
Right.
Yes.
Gwen Stefani is the most publicly known Parks demo turned real song. You're curious.
That is probably true, isn't it?
How much public push and perspective of the song motivated you to turn it into an album track?
I always just felt like it had potential. There's a few others. Like there was a song called Play that it was a demo that I had leaked a while back from these like friendly reminder sessions, and I actually put some time into trying to rework that one for this album. Oh, his favorite from the Double Dare sessions was this one called Trust Issues. That's like, it's fine. It's good for that time. But I was really trying to work on this one called Play, because I think people just would have fucking freaked out. And like the instrumental is just so cool, and it's like feels like it could be like such an iconic riff. What was the question?
The part, how much influence did the public push have on Gwen Stefani?
Honestly, not that much, because I'm such a fucking fan. And I was like, I always knew that song had potential. I tried to rework it for intellectual property, just couldn't crack it. And then this time, I was like, oh my God, I know what to do.
It came to you.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to wait. You know what I mean? Like, there have been times I've sat on songs for like 5 years, and then I'm like, one day it's just like the idea's floating by, and I'm like, thank you. It's kind of like that.
July 24th, Jinx comes out.
Mm-hmm.
What do the upcoming weeks look like?
More promos, filming a lot of stuff that people are going to get to see pretty soon. working on, if there were to be shows,
Hypothetically.
working on stuff for those, figuring out logistical things for that. But yeah, really getting into the visual side, more of the visual side of the album.
Would you do another cassette? Your IP is
Hey, literally, this guy got it confirmed like 2 days ago.
Oh, that's cool. That's in every single podcast I've done in the past like 3 years.
Bro, that brings me so much joy. You see it?
You have such a cool signature on it too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's AW big S ...
Mm-hmm. Do people like buy them to listen to?
No.
No one has a cassette.
I don't think so.
No one's like, the quality on this is the best.
No. And it is the worst.
Right.
But they're so cool to own.
Because I get comments like, what is that? What is the IP? What is that square thing? People don't know that it's a cassette.
Really?
Yeah.
You just made me feel older. Oh, and you got the blue one. Can I touch this?
Just be careful. Awsten signed it.
Yo, this goes so unbelievably hard. Like the print on the... They need to be transparent. Tell them that.
I love seeing you just talk shop.
A pink one, a transparent like lime green one, and a blue one. 3 of them. There were 2 intellectual property. What's one more? Right? Oh, hell yeah. Dude, the art for this one is so goddamn good. Oh, wait. Wrong way.
Did you take a picture of a frog?
Yes. Not all of them. Some of them were licensed because some of them are not in America. And I did not have the time to fly
to South America.
No label is flying me to South America.
Go into the jungle, find that dart frog, and take a photo.
I'm like, and hold still, and a snake is eating my leg. Thank you.
But we got the photo,
I
and
have 2 hours to live.
upload,
Okay. Yes. At least the music's done.
This has been awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Who's your worst enemy?
Enemy?
Well, I asked you who's your podcast nemesis last time I was here, and you're like, no one. And I was like,
I really don't have one.
But I'd like for you to have one.
People like will do the podcast rounds, like the emo night, Zach saying, me.
Yeah.
I don't have an enemy. I really don't. It's funny. I went to a party recently. There was a podcaster who was kind of my competition, if you want to like actually force something on it. And somebody's like, "Oh, aren't you guys like?" But not really.
Right. Interesting. Okay, wait. Who's your like least favorite person?
I don't have anybody.
You don't dislike anyone?
Not really. I'll tell you after.
Okay. That's a way better answer.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Guys, July 24th, Jinx, streaming everywhere, on sale now. Buy the pre-order. Check it out.